Hello, hello. I am Matt Lighty, and this is I want to say day 4 of updates. I am level 97, and I'm still on a 5 link. I still have the same shitty axe, but we've made a couple adjustments, so we're going to talk about them, and then I'll showcase, I guess, a map, and then we'll, talk about what's in the future. So, first things first, I guess, flasks. I have all my elemental flasks, a silver flask, and then an overflowing chalice. This just increases charge gain by other flasks. That just makes my other flasks come up faster. It's also on full. These are all on use on full. I like use on full because it lets them overlap the usage. So if I have them on use on block, sometimes like there's a weird scenario where maybe I don't block for a long period of time between a boss fight or something. So TLDR use on full just typically feels better. Especially because it consumes the charges 40 of the 60, right? So it's going to be like, I'll still have 20 charges left in the flask. Anyway, they're up pretty much all the time. So that feels good. Belt's the same. Boots are the same. Rings the same. Amulet's the same. Shield's the same. And the body is this body. I don't remember if I talked about this last time. We have it 5-linked. I've sunk like over 1,000 fusing into it, and it hasn't 6-linked yet, so unlucky there. But it just has double high armor rolls. This is actually technically a low roll in this because that is a 300 to a 400 on the flat. So unfortunate there. You could divine it. I don't think it's worth it. The main thing about this armor is it's tons of armor, right? Chaos res, a lot of chaos res. This thing has a 45 chaos res on it effectively. And the frenzy every 15 seconds we use in conjunction with the mastery to give us 100% duration, which means it lasts 20 seconds and it's a 15-second generation, so we infinitely keep our charges up. It's a good little stopgap until we get Ralakash boots. So, yeah, nice little setup there. And it has some fizz. No life on the body, so we're able to use the 15% max life if there are no life modifiers on our body armor. Really nice just to get a little extra percent life with all that flat we have. And the big things are we've been sending ships to Calgar. So if we take a quick look here at King's March. I don't have an example of, well, I can just show you what it looks like basically. So we've been sending ships to Calgar over here. And we have been sending, what material? I believe it's Verisium bars. It might be ore. One of the two. Yo, check the spreadsheets that exist. But we're going to get you I-86 ward bases. We did a bunch of shipments of that over the course of like 12 to 15 hours. Got 2 great upgrades. So first one is this ward glove. It has, this one we slant off an int essence. So huge. And it hit chaos res. Ward. So no life on it, but I'm clearly still over 5,000 life, so that's fantastic. It has 421 ward. I'm working on getting the implicits relevant, because they're currently just, like, totally worthless, right? But there's a fizz dot multiplier I'd like to hit, and then I just gotta keep hitting bullshit. And then this one, I believe there's something else like damage per strength is good. Accuracy per frenzy is fucking worthless. Oh, there's damage per strength. That's gives us 9% damage. It's something. Anyway, working on those. But yeah, just a ton of ward. You see we have some other ward, so it's coming from our helmet. Our helmet's really nice again. Ward, life, huge life. Res, int. Now our int is 155, which means we can level our Tempest shields and our Purity of Elements to max. I've been just starting to level that and getting that going. But the ward is really good. The way that ward works basically is it eats a hit that has dealt more than 0 damage. So a non-blocked hit, meaning if something gets through the block, the ward eats that chunk of it and then comes back 2 seconds instantly. So it doesn't build back up like yes, it just comes back instantly. Now I do want to get energy shield. I need to get at least 50 because I have 50 on block. So not having 50 is kind of a bummer. I am not overcapped chaos and lightning. If I was, I think I could maybe put ES on my body or something, but if I could, that'd be a cool thing to do. And maybe slam a suffix just to get an amount of ES, because we have safeguard. So I want to get ideally 100 ES on my, honestly, the more the merrier. Like a couple hundred would be good. I foresee a scenario maybe where we can somehow get some, oh, I don't know, a shield, maybe something somewhere. We'll have to figure it out. But yeah, you could craft energy shield. It already has a mod of that type. All right, so I can't craft energy shield. I can craft a paltry amount maybe, but the spell block is probably what we'll end up doing. Either way, nothing really great happening there. But yeah, so we'll maybe get some ES to make that ES do something aside from just giving us 10 spell block and 3 max block. Because we want a little bit of ES, like I said, just to give us a window. I could probably craft some on the shield. I can, actually, if I wanted to. I would lose a little life. Yeah, but it does put me in a position to have... Oh yeah, 100 ES. Because I guess we have some scaling maybe somewhere? I don't know. Somewhere something. But we're at 116 ES there. So, fantastic. That means we have a nice little barrier of energy shield. Oh yeah, we've increased defenses from shields. That's what it is. So that's scaling up that ES. So, well, yeah, our shield is actually kind of weak. It's got some good stuff, but we're like missing some core stats. We're working that eventually. And my weapon it's just been in an atrocious state. I've been, slamming deafenings as frequently as I can. We're working on getting my town is almost maxed, and then we could start doing some recombinator shenanigans, but basically the process for crafting weapon is getting a deafening essence of contempt. Slam it on an axe, hope to get hybrid or flat. Sometimes end up with things like high percentages, and then, slam them together, slap them together, get something respectable, but it's pretty shit. You could also just sit here and, alteration until you hit, high flat or high percent. You could even regal these terrible hybrid rolls, and just the level of desperation will kind of curtail how much you want to do with this, but pretty much looking for tier 1 or 2 flat, tier 1 or 2%. Aug regal into the other ones. If you keep extras, recombinate them together. Just you're trying to get triple fizz rolls, but it isn't great doing this the old-fashioned way. Essence is better. Jagged fossils are pretty good. Legally, you could do harvest, but all harvest does is guarantee 1 roll, so it's kind of shitty. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing, so not fantastic. Here's the harvest thing I can just show you. Essence, by the way, is blue. We don't want to mess with that. Fizz is yellow, so I kind of don't give a shit. So there's the one fizz roll being low flat. There's mediocre percent, low flat. The attack leech has a fizz tag, therefore that's what gobbled it up. The attack leech gobbled it. Shitty flat, shitty percent. Yeah, you could sit here and, use as many as you want. Or it could just hit some sort of mega nut roll and you could be victorious. So, there's tier 3, percent, right? So that's something. We have tier 3%. And over here we had tier 3%. Could recomb them together. It's probably going to get some bullshit because it's missing flat. And recombinators are nerfed now, and they're just not the same as they used to be. But let me show you what this looks like at the very least. I have 45,000 gold. This costs, God, just so tremendous, such a tremendous amount. And it costs that amount. I could remove whatever 10. Oh, I can't do 10,000. There we go. And yeah, I could slap some bullshit together. We have trash. Okay, totally dead. It lost all the rolls we wanted. So, that's the average recombinator experience. Really, unfortunately, I wouldn't recommend using the recombinator at all until it's maxed. Which feels bad, man. I know, but this is that's the experience you're gonna receive. Until it's maxed, you're gonna just get dicked down by, on average, just dog shit. So the other thing you could do for crafting a weapon, like I was mentioning with essence, I don't have any, but I typically will feed it shit rolls or essences I don't want. So if you don't have contempts, you could just grab these and try to hit contempts, but it's, again, the odds aren't great, so you'd use those, slam, hope for something good. It would look, I could just do these as an example. This isn't even high enough. You have to pretty much get deafening for it to be worthwhile, but Like, there's terrible hybrid, and then there's nothing. So ideally, you'd hope to get percent. You can craft up to 130. So, tier 1 flat plus tier 1 hybrid is pretty nice. But that's the plight of trying to craft an axe. It is a long-winded experience. And I think that's basically it. Oh, Pantheons. I'm upgrading Arakali actively, and then I use Shikari. I'm chaos capped, but I still like the debuff removal. Recovery rate's nice. Overall, the initial reduced damage from taken over time. I think it's the most prevalent one because I'm most scared of random fizz dots. The Shikari one is not that important. I'm not sure what else you'd use if not Shikari. Yeah, there's like, Tukohama, I guess. But yeah, maybe it can't be blinded or maimed. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. The suffix ones are a little bit less. Maybe Tukohama would be the next best one. Or, I think that's probably it. Or if you have Rislata, you could get 100% enemy reduction for life regen, because it's Rislata plus your regen mastery. So that's a play. Anywho, let me just do a map real quick. Show it's like it looks identical. I'm onto a different atlas now. I've swapped off my main atlas. I'm doing a silo Maven looping atlas. If you didn't know how this works, I can explain when I get to the boss, or I can just kind of talk about it when I walk up there. But the rest of the atlas for this setup is just expedition, and then we have ambush, just expedition ambush. Everything else is generic nodes and scarabs, that sort of stuff. Nothing too fanciful there. The ward makes me incredibly tanky. You could see it with the gold part. It's really nice because you'll know at least when I get hit. Like when the ward, you could see there, like I'm just sitting here, and there we go. So it was like 10 seconds or whatever goes by, and none of the ward gets touched. That just goes to show how much we're blocking. And you can watch the ES even go up and down when we block spells. It's pretty satisfying in its own right. Oh, I did realize I was running Blood Rage, and I have to drop my Blood Rage because my Blood Rage is gobbling my ES at the moment. I no longer need Blood Rage because we have the Frenzy Charge gen from the body armor, so we could probably condense our casting damage taken setups again. Maybe gain a new 3-link or something. Not exactly sure, but we'll figure that out. The Frenzy Charges are so nice to have. Definitely recommend getting this sort of similar setup before. Those are 6 links. Before we have Rislata. Or sorry, Ralakesh. I keep making that mistake. Because we're gonna get full frenzies from Ralakesh, and we'll have to invest in like a weird meme chest setup with the mastery and stuff. But it's real nice just to have it, so it's like just sitting there and just once it gens it, it just stays up. I mean, be cognizant that there's things that could steal your charges, but overall it's pretty chill. Here's an expedition. I just kind of wangle these together. It doesn't really matter for us. This build can do any expedition, by the way. Fun fact. None of them, aside from the obvious one being like, don't hit fucking, can't take physical damage, obviously. But aside from that, we are good to go on pretty much every single modifier. I don't think there's anything that really stops us. Them gaining ward, then hindering. Then bleeding. No, there's no immune to bleeding. Ward, rares. Hits can't be evaded, immune to fire. Yeah, it's pretty simple. You just, pop the entire pack, so like you can see just it goes pop, and there it is. Normally Exped's a little spooky when you're doing like a big bomb setup or some sort of like pretty confident setup, but one eviscerate and like it just tears through the shit. One minor setup change we made is our eviscerate now has, instead of the bleeding, which was a kind of a dead gem for it, we have maim, because the maim support gem makes it so targets take 10% more physical damage, just full stop. So we do that just so our main skills can do more damage, our main perforate, and then our just every now and then we just hit our spacebar for our eviscerate, like when we're doing a boss or something. A packs doesn't really matter, they just die so fast, everything just blows up, so it's, for that part it's kind of moot, but yeah, it's nice. Yeah, the reason we do Silo is there's a strategy with Silo where if you witness it with Maven, with Destructive Play on, right, What happens is, as long as you leave before the main boss is dead, you get to kill the 3 bosses you summoned with Destructive Play, and then it won't actually eat the witness on this map. So you walk forward, wait till Maven pops up, go in a corner, all 3 bosses will spawn around you. Here they are. And then I just sit here and I attack them in my little corner. And when Rektar, the actual map boss here, you know, fucks off in phases, we just kill the shitty spawns in the middle after these 3 die. And then rinse, repeat. And this is great for getting Shaper Guardian maps, Elder Guardian maps, just good uniques. And Awaken Gems can legally drop. So there we go. 1, 2... and that's that. Yes, we get our stuff. Here's all our rares I was telling you about. We kill in the center. Tons of gold here. And he's going to do his second phase, and then we could just leave. So we just rinse, repeat that, and it's just a great way of getting a lot of Shaper Elder Guardian maps. A lot of that sort of stuff. So love, love, love. Love, love, love indeed. Get synth maps. Best way to get synth maps. You just have to have this on. And I just recommend pretty much grabbing like all of this here, because these things that say final map boss, they trigger off Destructive Play. So every time you do this, you get a 75% chance of getting a scarab, which is not much, but it's honest work. Oh my god, a guy has commandeered my pirates. I have to return to King's March to save them. Well, I guess we can go do this and showcase whatever we're showcasing here. Where is our pirates? Rescue! I'm rescuing... I don't remember which one. Is this yes, the same one I've always done. Okay. Good our old friend. Alright, well this one's great because this guy gives you 50,000 gold. So this boss just really goes to showcase how our build has evolved. For the most part, this sort of league content, we have simply outscaled. We have outgeared it. I can name lock and hold Q on the boss, and we don't have to let go until this fight is pretty much done. He is going to go into iframes and immunity at some point, then we have to retarget him. But, yeah, you can see our ward, the 719 ward, with an anchor comes down. It's a non-blocked ability. We can't block that anchor for some reason. And we're going to eat it with the ward, and then really just take no damage at all. I'm just going to move to show it off here. So you'll see, bank, the ward goes down, nothing. It does fucking nothing to us. So, great way of mitigating that part of the fight. Just really goes to show how insane ward is. It's really easy to get. I think you can get to 1,000 ward pretty simply. You just have to have like a better helmet, better gloves, and you're at like kind of close to 1,000 right there. I think the helmet can get up to like 650. So if you just keep sending shipments to Calgar with whatever that one was, the Vricium or bars to consult the chart, you'll get that huge chunk of ward, which is what you want to get. And again, this phase is like comically nothing even happens because we have so much spell block and our ES and our ward and all that jazz, so we're just getting sent around in circles. This guy is great to get though. He gives like 50,000 gold. I think he probably drops unique. I just haven't gotten it. I got the unique off of the Black Knight, which is the other one. So hopefully we get the one off of him next. I'd love to get it. I've killed him like 4 times now and I haven't gotten it. So here's hoping. You will notice that I have 6 endurance charges instead of 5. That's because we made a slight amendment in pathing. This required me getting level 97 to do, and we just went up and left instead of in the middle here. So we dropped the Soul of Steel setup, right? And then we pathed up over here. Just grabbed Devotion because it's effective life nodes and picked up Endurance. So my 98's a jewel socket, and then my 99's a jewel socket. So, and then 100, I guess, will be a mastery. So we're just pretty much chilling. I think pretty much I'll get 99, and I think I might stop there. I don't know if I want to get 100. It's kind of like if I get 99, what's the point of just get 100 at that point, I did it a few times before. It's not too hard. But I need my 6 link. I need a weapon. Hopefully we get this new unique here. And, ooh, we did. Alright, I am a happy little boy. Did I get a lot less gold? No, I did get still 47,000. Well, that's fucking hot. Let's see what these little all-for-one spoiler. Admiral's Arrogance. These are the gloves that have a chance. If you would gain rage, instead you would gain up to your maximum rage, plus your level of all melee skills with top roll on that. Very cool. Legally a new unique. But yeah, that's what bossing looks like on this guy. At this stage, I'm a real chunky boy. And then we're just kind of gonna keep progressing and hoping you know, we get our gear a little bit better, and maybe we can even make the leap from dropping Versatile Combatant to running some spell block through Temper Shield. Just for context, Temper Shield giving whatever it is, like 30 spell block. That value is scaled up by aura effect, so when we spec into things at the bottom of the tree here, this amount of aura effect, champion the cause, plus like a mastery, that does actually scale up that spell block, but it still requires us having not only the safeguard enchant, but probably a higher roll of spell block on shield, and maybe even on body to get to that 80 cap, because 80 is not a small number. But yeah, that's probably it. Something we also talked about is these runesmithing table enchants. I'm not sure if there's like any outstanding ones you'd want to get. In worst case scenario, you could just craft Fizz, like that's fine, but it's like pretty expensive. If we see one hand axes here, the physical crafts, I could just do the second one, and it's like, it's so much to get those war runes. Currently not really worth it until I upgrade this piece of shit, so yeah, be on the lookout, maybe we'll do that. But that's basically it for this little build update. Not much else going on. I'll see you guys in the next one. It's very possible the next one might not be tomorrow. It's kind of gotten to the point in the build where the changes we have to make are kind of large and might take more than one day to accomplish. So if it's not tomorrow, it'll be within the next 2-3 days at the minimum, because I could farm out, if I had to, you know, 1,500 fusing in 3 days, or definitely enough to craft a weapon of some value. So I'll see you guys in the next video. And I'm Mathew Lighty. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. And check out the other previous days of the diary, if you haven't, for some cool stuff.